York runs single high at the league's 4th highest rate, and Lamb has been the NFL's 5th most efficient receiver against single high by fantasy points per route run, 0.67, which is an excellent number since 2023. That is a ton of production. Happy Thanksgiving. Let me get that out of the way to everybody. Enjoy watching all the football. Enjoy all your fake football endeavors. And of course, good luck with all your prop plays. And I do have an entire suite of picks forthcoming in line for you right now for Thursday. We can call them all Thanksgiving Day best bets, if you will. It's brought to you by G Bank, the official bank of VSiN. Let's get into what I see here. Now, I will fully admit these lines are all close. It's a short week. We got, some divisional opponents. Like, it is a recipe for disaster when you're making picks like these. But I can't help myself. It is Thanksgiving. I do have a pretty good track record on Thanksgiving, and I'm not like just throwing darts here either. I'm just saying that I'm probably going a little too much into it in terms of the number of plays because, well, it's Thanksgiving. But let's get right into it. Let's pop up the board. We are 166, so I guess we're just at 60% or 59.8%. That's not great, but I'm not surprised. We were way over our skis in September and October, and we've regressed here in November. But I don't know if we've regressed to the mean, because my mean is usually a little bit better than 60%. But I feel that we'll be productive going forward, and hopefully it starts here. And if it doesn't, I'm going to blame November on all the L's. But we'll start here with the props I have on the board. I have a pretty good, decent number of them. I'm going to start with Caleb Williams. I almost did the passing. I do think there's points here to be made. The Lions are the 8th biggest pass funnel with a plus 2.2 pass rate over expectation. That bodes well. The Lions rank 5th worst in pressure rate over expectation as well, which also bodes well. And this is since losing Aiden Hutchinson. And they have been pretty bad, though. I'm not going with the passing one, but I like over the rushing attempt total at 5.5. He hasn't hit this every week, but Detroit allows the most. I think it's the most. I don't have it in front of me, actually, but I do have something else that will make my case here. They have allowed 12.4 rushing fantasy points per game, as I mentioned earlier, to Kyler Murray, Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. On average, that is a ton of production, basically. To put it into perspective, Lamar Jackson posted the single greatest quarterback rushing season of all time in 2019, and he averaged just 10.8 rushing yards per game, basically. Fantasy points per game, sorry. Rushing fantasy points per game. I'm screwing this all up. Caleb Williams will get 6 damn carries in tomorrow's game. Let's move on because he's going to throw it a lot more, and with those, he'll have some design runs, by the way, and simply more pass dropbacks equate and equal more rushing attempts, basically. Keenan Allen, I believe, will be his go-to guy at 51.5. We're going to go over there because it's a good matchup inside. It's not the greatest matchup against a defense that plays a lot of man, but Detroit allows the most receiving yards per game to slot receivers. It's 105. They have been a funnel for the slot. And Allen, of course, balled out last week. And DJ Moore is not good against man. Neither is Cole Kmet. Odunze, he's a rookie. So we're still a little open book there, but I know Brett likes Odunze to make a play. He has some thoughts on that. I don't think he shared it. It's about the corner, who's going to be lining up. Oh, he did say that. It was Kindle Vildor. So let's move on here. I like Keenan Allen to go over this number, 51.5. Next up, we've got, Jahmyr Gibbs at 73.5. I mean, he's just so unbelievable. I mean, he just looks fantastic. And the Bears, give up the most adjusted yards before contact per attempt, as Brett Whitefield also mentioned. Aaron Jones crushed him. Josh Jacobs, they both hit 20-plus fantasy points in this matchup with 129 or more scrimmage yards in this matchup the last couple of weeks. And Dave Montgomery is dealing with that shoulder. He could be a little limited there. So I like Swifty here, or Swifty. Boy, I had a 40-day slip there. Not Swifty, Gibbsy. It used to be Swifty, now it's Gibbsy. Swifty's on the other side. We're not even going to talk about him because I don't trust him. But we will talk about Jameson Williams. I'm going to go for it here with this one. 49.5 receiving yards. I'm going to pull it up right here. The Bears allow the second most deep receiving yards per game among all teams playing tomorrow. Among all the 6 teams, it's 52. So that would hit the prop right there. And Jameson has been balling out. He's been a little bit more consistent. And certainly Amon-Ra is not 100% either. And it's not the greatest schematic matchup for Amon-Ra as well. He's not that great against single high. And you like single high for a deep threat like Jameson Williams. Here's one I'll try that I did win last week on the first catch of the game. Theo Johnson over 24.5. Don't have anything riveting here other than, your Tommy Cutlets, presumably. You're getting rid of the ball quickly. He was targeted very early in the game. And as I mentioned, while Dallas does give up the 4th fewest receptions per game to tight ends, they also allow a 74% catch rate. So that's pretty good. So if we get 4 targets, we're going to catch 3, and we got to go over 24.5 on 3 grabs there for Theo, who is averaging 12.5 yards per reception. So that's actually a pretty good number for a tight end. CeeDee Lamb. Let's go into one where, hey, it's CeeDee Lamb. We feel comfortable about it. If you recall 2 weeks ago, I was very confident in CeeDee Lamb, and he easily hit his prop. He runs 53% of his routes from the slot over the last 4 weeks. The Giants rank as the league's 4th softest schedule-adjusted matchup for opposing slots. New York also runs single high at the league's 4th highest rate, and Lamb has been the NFL's 5th most efficient receiver against single high by fantasy points per route run, 0.67, which is an excellent number since 2023. We'll go Devon Achane over 54.5. And this is because the Packers are a running team now. And so I believe that Miami will come out and try and run the ball. And Raheem Mostert is non-factor. So we're going to do it. You can run on Green Bay. Jalen Waddle, I like this quite a bit. 44.5 receiving yards. He is very good against zone. And Tyreek Hill is not. Green Bay runs zone at the league's 8th highest rate. And Waddle sees his yards per route run jump 49% against zone. He went off last week. And then Jaden Reed, I'm going for it. Speaking of zone, it's another good matchup there in terms of a zone-heavy defense. Miami ranks 7th most zone-heavy team in the NFL, and Reed gets a nice little boost here. His fantasy points per route run almost triples against zone. We got to pop out 3 Thursday specials, and we'll go right to it. Keenan Allen. This is an alternative yardage prop. He's going to hit 80 and deliver plus 280 with the best matchup. How about this one? Giants Cowboys. When Tommy Cutlets threw passes last week, his first one was to Wandale. His second one was to Theo Johnson. And we know Malik Neighbors is getting a catch in the first quarter. So Neighbors, Wandale, and Theo each to catch a ball in the first quarter, plus 700. And then Jalen Waddle, another alternative receiving total that I like quite a bit. He crushed this last week. 70-plus yards, 70 yards or more, plus 285.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now, absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.